Hi everyone, it's Hayes and I've just finished filming a video about Alia and Marinette and how their relationship might change post Gang of Secrets, but now I wanted to talk about Adrien instead of Alia and Marinette. So if you haven't seen the end to Gang of Secrets or just any of Gang of Secrets, go and watch it because I'm about to spoil it for you right now. So as we all know, Marinette tells Alia she is Ladybug, and in the video I've just filmed I talked about how Alia and Marinette's relationship is going to change and also how Ladybug and Chat Noir's relationship might change if Ladybug tells him that she's told someone her identity. And I guess if she tells him that, that would then make it fair to him to be allowed to go and tell someone who he is. I think that's completely fair for him to be allowed to do that. She's got to tell someone, so he gets to tell someone. Fair is fair. However, do I think he'll actually tell anyone his identity? And I considered this for quite a long time last night when I was planning this video out, and I've come to the conclusion, I may be incorrect, but I've come to the conclusion of no. Firstly, because that would get extremely messy if we have all these civilians running around knowing Ladybug and Chat Noir's identity when there are people who want to know either to exploit them for whatever reason or for malicious reasons like Hawkmoth and Miura or Lila or Chloe or someone else who hates them. Just someone. But secondly, being Chat Noir, in my opinion, isn't really a burden to Adrien. So in a really recent episode in Lies, the episode opened showing Adrien's essentially his day at work, and then as soon as he comes home he's like, oh, finally I'm free and I'm gonna be Chat Noir to be even freer from all of my responsibilities. And just from what I personally remember in the show, there do seem to be very few times when Adrien has kind of struggled with being Chat Noir. I'd say one of the first times was in Siren, but that wasn't so much being Chat Noir, it was more of being kept in the dark about the Guardian of the Miraculous. Another notable time was Lies, and him keeping secrets led to Kagami breaking up with him. However, again, Adrien really didn't seem to care. He was just like, oh, Ladybug. He really didn't care that much about Kagami, in my opinion, when they broke up. It was very odd. Not that I mind because I don't like Kagami, as we all know, but it was just a bit like, okay. And the only other time I can think of where he struggled as Chat Noir was in the New York special, but that wasn't so much about being Chat Noir, it was about letting Ladybug down because he wasn't in Paris to stop the amok. It wasn't really anything to do with the burden of keeping his identity a secret. It doesn't really seem like that's hard for Adrien. He seems to be largely okay with keeping this a secret, and if anything, being Chat Noir helps with his confidence and finding out who he is as a person and being comfortable in his own skin. So I know Adrien is a model, but despite being a model, he really has low self-esteem. He doesn't think all that much of himself, evidenced by the amount of times, including in the Shanghai special most notably and also in Lies, the amount of times he sacrificed himself in order to help save the day because he knows Ladybug is going to fix it all. Which is why I feel like he struggled so much at being Ladybug or Mr. Bug in Reflect Doll. So while yes, Adrien is lying to people by keeping being Chat Noir a secret, I don't think that's his biggest secret. I think what's more of a burden to him is how he is treated at home. So I know he has a roof over his head, he lives in a very nice house, he doesn't starve to death, he has everything he could ever want. However, he is being emotionally neglected by his father, and his father is also controlling him, which are both signs of emotional abuse. Now, emotional abuse is often a lot more subtle than physical abuse. A lot of people don't always know it's happening to them, it's a lot harder to identify, and again, this is a kids show, so they can't go hard with any kind of abuse, physical or otherwise, so it's done very subtly, so it is kind of hard to notice when it happens, but that is essentially what Gabriel is doing to his son. So whilst Marinette needs the support in her life as Ladybug and as the Guardian, and I'm sure Adrien would welcome the support for being Chat Noir, I don't really feel like he needs support for that. What Adrien needs a support for is to be Gabriel Agreste's son. To Adrien, saving Paris is more up to Ladybug, and he just kind of helps her out. And he knows if he sacrifices himself to help save the day, Ladybug will ultimately save him. So if he fails in some capacity, he knows Ladybug's always got his back and she's always going to be able to fix things with her miraculous Ladybug. However, if Adrien fails at modelling, at Mandarin, at fencing, at piano, at school, in his public image, there is no one to save him. There is no one to save him but himself. He has no choice but to be perfect, or there will be consequences of, I don't know, Gabriel taking Adrien's freedom away from him. We saw in Sandboy, so Marinette's nightmare was this weird version of Adrien who gets married to Chloe instead of her. But Adrien's fear was being locked inside and confined. So whilst Marinette wants nothing more than to date Adrien, Adrien wants nothing more than just to be free. And whilst yes, if he fails, his dad won't take his Miraculous of him because his dad doesn't know about that, he will stop being allowed to go out and see his friends normally. He'll have to essentially escape the house and run away in order to do that. So in my opinion, it actually seems that Adrien needs more help in his civilian life rather than his life as a superhero. So that leads on to the question, who would he tell? And I think the obvious answers are Nino or Marinette. So to me, Adrien's true personality lies somewhere between who he is as Adrien and who he is as Chat Noir. And he acts the most like that around Nino when he's Adrien and around Marinette when he's Chat Noir. So I definitely think he could benefit from hanging out with these two more in those forms, especially with Marinette as Chat Noir. Chat Noir acts very differently towards Marinette than he acts towards Ladybug. And obviously it's because he doesn't think they're the same people. He believes Marinette to be the holder of the Mouse Miraculous, who also won't get it again after what happened in Kwame Buster, I think. However, if he hangs out more with her, it will unknowingly strengthen his bond with Ladybug, not that he knows that. But it'll also allow Marinette to see a different side to Chat Noir, the quieter, slightly more sensitive, gentlemanly side to him. So Adrien will get the help and support he needs from her, and it'll also let them see other sides of each other, because Adrien's view of Marinette is that he's not 100% sure if Marinette does actually like him because she's so nervous around him. I think she's going to be getting over that, since it seems like she's not going to have time for any kind of boy apart from maybe Chat Noir. So if he does come to her and needs some support, I think she's going to be able to give it to him, and hopefully they'll start to fall in love with each other. Someone in my comments section did say there's meant to be a Mary-Chat kiss this season. I don't know how true that is, but I would absolutely love that. I think Mary-Chat after Adrienette is probably one of my favourite sides to Love Square, so I'd love that. But like I said, I don't know if that's actually true. So please let me know what you think. Do you think Adrien is going to tell someone about his identity, or do you think he's going to tell someone something else? I just don't think he needs a support as Chat Noir. He loves it wholeheartedly, and the only responsibility he has in that area is just to keep his identity secret, and he has zero trouble with that, to be honest. It doesn't seem to be an issue for him. So I'd love to know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!